Spacey Sims, and we're back with more To the Edge of the Sky. Back in Chapter 3. So I don't know how long Chapter 3 is, and I don't know if Chapter 4 is out. We're gonna find out. But I don't know, like, it's been so long since I recorded Chapter 2 to, like, now. And I'm recording this, before Christmas to give myself a little bit of a buffer, and because we don't have any other games going up, because Hakuoki ended, all the other games ended, and aside from Sims, we really have nothing, and it's really sparse on the channel right now. So I was like, well, this will give me a little bit of a buffer so I don't have to, like, come back and try to rush record something. Plus, we have this, we might as well play it, right? And I'm just like, I'm getting down to the wire of, like, right before I, like, have to leave, so I'm like, I don't know if I'll end up recording a part and then you'll see it back to back, but I'll be like, it's been like 2 weeks since I recorded and I won't remember what happened. Kind of like I don't remember what happened in the first 2 chapters, but this is what you come for, right? You come for me, like, what the fuck did I record yesterday? So anyway, we're back. I literally opened this and I was like, call with a location of what meeting? Literally, I just recorded the part before this. Actually, I didn't record it last night. I recorded it the night before. That's why. I don't think I recorded anything last night. Did I? I don't remember. See, I don't even know when I recorded it, but a day or 2 has passed, and I was already like, oh, right, I forgot. We're meeting our brother with 0. Anyway. Oh, whoops. Okay, I didn't mean to skip back. About half an hour ago, I got another call with the location of the meeting. It was a tight timeline, which was probably the point, but somehow we made it to the lounge. It's nice. I feel my stomach twisting with nerves. The thought of finally seeing my brother after years, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he's pretty fucking hot too. But he's our brother, so, like, gross. Not my brother, not your brother, her brother. It's gross for her, it's not for us. Anyway. Not to mention the fact that we're on opposing sides. To say that I feel tense might be the understatement of the century. I feel like a lovely mix of tension, nerves, anticipation, and uncertainty. As I walk into the club, I look around while trying to appear as casual as possible. Nish and I did get to talk a bit, but that didn't exactly end well back then. I'm almost surprised that we don't attract any attention, but the patrons here all seem to care very little for someone they don't know. So I can only imagine how it's going to go this time. Some stares do linger, but only for the barest of moments before they all return to their own affairs. They're looking at 0. My eyes land on a pair sitting at one of the far end tables. I feel my heart drop to my stomach when I see who it is. Nish, like, look at her fucking brother. My fucking god. He's like a fucking god just rolled down from the heavens, and but in leather. Like, I mean, how beautiful is that motherfucking man? How fucking beautiful is that fucking, like, Jesus. All of them. I can't handle these games because their artwork is too goddamn beautiful. Like, I can't. Us, we're hot as fuck. The women are gorgeous. The men are gorgeous. Like, everyone's gorgeous. I want to live in this universe. I'd be a potato in this universe, so I want to live in this universe if I'm going to be as gorgeous as everybody else. I just want to roll up in this universe and be like, oh my god, I'm living my best life. I don't want to be an operative, though. That would suck. But, like, I just want to live in this universe where everyone's gorgeous. Anyway. Nish. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but that's how I'm saying it, so. Even though I was expecting it, actually seeing him for the first time in years still hits me like a punch to the gut. My eyes flicker over to the woman next to him. Her eyes snap right to me as if she senses someone looking at her. She says something to Nish, who then turns to look my way, too. It makes me relieved to see that my brother still looks so much like himself. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, but the feeling of familiarity I get at seeing him soothes me. And, like, she's fucking, like, badass. Like, fucking look at her. Like, her fucking mask and the snakes, like, sliding right into her fucking boob. Like, Jesus. Like, for God's sakes. It's as if I was afraid that after joining Kairos, he wouldn't be him at all. I glance at 0, and then you look at it, you're like, god damn, he's fucking pretty too. He leans in to whisper to me, "Is that your brother?" "Yes, that's Nishant." "Are you okay?" I smile at Zero. Is he worried for me? I do probably look a bit nervous. She's so gorgeous when she smiles. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, Zero. Let's go. We slide into the opposite side of the table, with me now sitting face to face with my brother. His color, I don't know, he needs to have a deep voice. He needs to have a deep, sexy, mellow voice, but I can't give it to him. I'm not that good. Oh my god. So he's not gonna, like, you're picturing him and you have the voice in your head too. You like the nice, deep, but like mellow and like calm and like, but I can't do that voice. So he's gonna sound like a fucking train wreck. So I hate it when I have to give characters new voices because sometimes like it just comes out and it's easy, and other times I know the voice that he should have and I know I'm not going to be able to do it, so I get this like stage fright thing where I'm like, but now I'm afraid to give him a voice because it's going to sound stupid. So it's going to sound dumb, but anyway, let's see. He's going to be oh hi, there you go. No. That wasn't for real. I was just me fucking around, but that was hilarious. Anyway. Everett Raspberry Bubbles. Good to finally see you in person. That's not right. That's not right either. But anyway. Niche, I haven't seen you in so long. Because that was too deep. That was like, hey, what's up? But he's got to have that deeper, like, calm. Like, hey, you look good. I'm happy for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when he talks, you're like, I feel at peace. I'm in my zen. Like, that's kind of what I see. God, his eyes are fucking, I can't. I glance at the woman next to my brother. She sits leaning back against her seat, her arms crossed in front of her as she watches us quietly. And who's your friend? Oh, curious about me? The woman's voice sounds familiar, and it takes me a second to put two and two together. She's the woman on the phone, or like the comm, but like, I don't remember the voice I gave her like literally a part ago, so. You're the one who called me! The woman chuckles quietly and nods. Let me introduce myself properly this time. They call me Temperance. A pleasure to finally meet you. Tempe. Temperance? Like one of the Kairos leaders? I'm almost tempted to call in FaZe, but she already warned me against it. And honestly, I want to talk to my brother about all of this way more than I want FaZe to swoop in. Besides, I'm not alone, and if FaZe comes in, I might never see my brother again. And Niche has told me all about you. I can't really say the same thing, but I guess it's nice to meet someone from Kairos who is more willing to just sit back and have a conversation. I never met one I didn't have to punch or something. Temperance chuckles and nods. I turn my attention back to my brother. It's time to get some answers. Finally being in front of him, I realize that I don't actually know where to start. It feels like I want to say everything and nothing all at the same time. I'm sure you're wondering how or why I ended up where I am. Yes, I do. He strokes his chin in thought. It's real simple, to be honest. There was some shit with FaZe. You could say I got in trouble with them without meaning to, and Tempe here dragged me out. She gave me a choice. Stay and fight, or leave. I think it's obvious what choice I made. Yes, very obvious. I glance at Temperance. He says she gave him a choice, but did she really? I look back at him with a frown. I want more details. This isn't a topic you could be vague on, Niche. What trouble with FaZe? The hell did you get up to after you left? You can't just expect me to believe you after all that happened. Not if you don't give me anything. I don't say it. I don't want to provoke him. How am I supposed to know he's not been brainwashed with some bullshit by those people? Also, it's kind of interesting. So now we know she's got a brother, blah, blah, blah. He left. Why? What happened? You know what I mean? Like, it's so curious. He sighs. I wasn't going to keep it from you. But are you ready to hear about the real FaZe? The real FaZe? Oh my god, is this going to be one of those where we're like, are we on the good side? Maybe we're the bad guys. Oh my god. Are they gonna mind fuck with us in this game? Oh my god, we're gonna have to like choose. Oh god, don't make me choose. I don't know what to do. I feel defensive already. It just sounds brainwashed. I guess this would be my chance to turn back. But I want to know the truth, and we're curious. I spent years wondering what the hell happened to my brother, and there's no way I'm letting that chance slip by now. Sorry. Yes, I want to know. Ish nods and leans back in his chair. Sit back and get comfortable then. I suggest ordering drinks. Temperance cuts in, grabbing the tablet off the side of the table. She orders something for herself before passing the tablet around for everyone. Stand out a bit less now, Nish waits for everyone's drinks to arrive before he starts to talk, which only takes a moment. He suddenly glances around us, and I follow suit. As far as I can see, no one is even paying attention to us. You'd think as highly trained operatives we would draw far more attention. But they don't know, like, you're just, like, seriously dressed like you came from a heavy metal goth band. I mean, Jesus. But we're not the strangest looking people in the place. Hell, we almost blend right in. As I turn back to Nish, he starts to talk. It started right after we had our fight. I wanted to cool my head, so I thought a nice little visit to town would do me some good. I made it to the city's outer walls, and that's where I ran into some trouble. Trouble? Well, what kind of trouble? Scavengers. Those assholes. They're hardly ever good to see. I don't know how they found me, but they surrounded me, and before I knew it, I had to try and fight my way out of that mess. I did what I could, but I was outnumbered. I feel my stomach twist into knots. I should have been there. If we hadn't had that stupid fight, I'd have been there. Given where he ended up, I can't imagine his story gets any better. Say something. What did you do? You're here now, so you obviously got out somehow. Nish snorts. Somehow. Yeah. Nish sighs. Even with what I could do, I was overwhelmed. And all I remember was everything going black. When I woke up, I was in a plain white room. After maybe an hour of me screaming and trying to kick the door down, someone showed up. That's when I found out I'd been sold off. What? Sold? FaZe likes to get all the promising people under its loving care. Doesn't matter how they get them as long as they do. My gaze turns to Zero. He's like, a sad look on his face. Oh, he needs a hug. Fucking hug him, please. Hug all of them. He sits there quietly, seemingly intent on examining his drink. I can only guess if he's not saying anything for my sake, or because of something else. I wonder what would have happened if you said I'm thinking about 4. Would 4 have shown up, and would 4 be here with you now? Because I feel like 0 would still be here with you, because I would change the scene totally. But, like, you know what I mean? Usually, every single time we've played this and we've chosen, like, think about 0. Oh, then we talk to him, or you think about this person. So I'm wondering if someone else would have been here with us. We'll have to go back and do that. Because, you know, we can go back and play all the different things. But anyway. I turn back to Nish. What then? They shipped me off to one of their facilities for testing immediately. I had potential to be great, they said. To become something beyond human. Beyond what we can get even with Augs. What? But that's... What? Dangerous? Not possible? God, look at the look on his face. He's too pretty. I nod. All of the above. Augs already make us something beyond human. And to even go beyond... even beyond that is... I can't imagine it. Nish takes a sigh and takes a long sip of his drink. Project Lucifer is one of the more deeply covert operations run by FaZe. It's highly classified, so most wouldn't know about it at all. I was locked up in their facility, forced to participate in this study of theirs. The project was created to study humans born with unusual abilities. FaZe wanted to know if it was possible for normal humans to develop these abilities. Nish snorts. More importantly, they wanted to know if they could enhance the abilities of those who already had them. If their operatives could be enhanced and turned into better weapons, then it's only better for FaZe, right? How can I even argue that? With what Ford told me about Angmar and everything else. Oh, typo! They hired Tim! I can't argue that they're not like this. That wouldn't play around with... Wait, I can't argue that they're not like this, that they wouldn't play around with human lives like this. Niche continues on in spite of my inner turmoil. I was one of the subjects with pre-existing abilities. They put me through countless tests and experiments that were all meant to permanently enhance my natural abilities. And a comfortable pressure builds in the center of my chest. They were successful. I was given the codename 15 to commemorate my time as Subject 0015. 15? But that means you were in beta. I was. I was also highly combative and disobedient. Combative and disobedient. I read that wrong. I probably still hold the record for how many times I had to be locked away for discipline issues. He smiles at that, but it just makes me feel sick. Niche actually seems proud of it. But all I can think of is the fact that FaZe would lock their operatives away like some criminals. But considering how strong their operatives are, I guess it makes sense that for their own safety, they might have to lock them away. Though it's not like Niche was there voluntarily. I know how some of my team got into FaZe, but this makes me worried that some of them might be keeping secrets like this. You said that Temperance got you out. How? I could probably answer that better. I turned to her with a little nod, silently urging her to continue. I broke into one of their facilities. Mind you, I was looking for something else entirely. I found what I was after and more. There were files upon the subject 0015. It was filled with endless pages about his potential and his behavioral issues. He was troubled and becoming a problem, but 15 was too valuable to just give up on. Whatever issues they were having with him, they caused themselves. But they didn't see it that way. 15 was the problematic one for not simply bending to their will. I will myself to breathe in deeply before I even try to say anything. Despite what they've told me about FaZe, I don't know that I can trust Kairos. The story sounds real enough, but how can I know that Kairos didn't brainwash my brother? How do I know they're not just using him? I don't know about all of this. I don't know if I can just believe it. I should have known. You never can believe in me, can't you? Even after all these years, would it kill you to take me at my word for once? Time and time again I tell you the truth, but you... What? No! Niche, this isn't about that this time. Before you left, I was afraid of the truth. I didn't want to look at it, so it was easier to call you a liar. It's not like I don't want to believe you. I mean, I do, and I don't. If I'm honest, it makes more sense than anything. But FaZe is responsible for the safety of this entire country. They're at the helm of this world. Things just can't be this black and white. Then what? What is it? I glance at Temperance out of the corner of my eye. She and Zero seem to be quietly watching our exchange. Well, to start with, everything you're saying, it's incredibly heavy. And you say FaZe is bad, and that they did these horrible things. But how am I supposed to know that Kairos isn't the same? Or that this Project Lucifer was real? How am I supposed to know you're not just some brainwashed pawn right now? Look at him, he's like, oh. What? Are you serious, Everin Raspberry Bubbles? You wouldn't call her Raspberry Bubbles, but I just love saying it. It's fun as fuck. I just want the truth, Niche. That is the truth. I don't know what else you want from me. Niche sighs and rubs his temples. Tell me, Everin Raspberry Bubbles, what do you think of FaZe? Temperance's sudden question throws me off, leaving me staring at her for a good moment. What do I think of FaZe? Yes, I'm sure you've seen enough to at least start forming an opinion on it. So, What do you think? I wasn't expecting to be asked such a thing, so I take a second to think. Phase is an integral part of society. I'm not really sure what I think. I honestly feel like saying they're an integral part of society is just kind of like, that's almost like brainwashed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the water is wet. I mean, yeah, but is it? I mean, water is wet. But like, so that wasn't a good example. But you know what I mean? Like, this is something you've believed your whole life. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you grow up believing in something and then like finding out that there's other things in the world. Like, oh, you know what I mean? But so I feel like maybe that's true because they're supposed to be protecting the city and the country and like, okay, but she's been part of them and she does seem to have a hesitation. So I feel like more naturally for her is, I'm not really sure what I think. So what do I really think of Phase? The full answer feels too complicated to grasp right now. You know what I mean? It's like, the government, it exists for a reason and we need it to keep us safe. And then you work for them and then you're like, you know what? You guys suck. The actual you know what I mean? Like, I understand why we do this, but why do we do it in this exact stupid way? So, anyway. The following, I read that. Okay. Though, part of me thinks it's just my own feelings that are complicating how I see things. To be honest, I'm not really sure. But I know that this team I'm on is full of good people, fighting to protect others. Temperance sighs. So that's what you think. Temperance looks off into the distance somewhere, towards the twinkling lights and the mingling people. Those people out there, walking in the light, safe and whole. They're never going to know what you've done for them in the dark. Whatever Phase offers, it all comes at a great price. If people knew the truth, twisted and terrible as it is, they'd turn against the system in an instant. But the truth is harsh, cold, and ugly. And that's why fools choose to stay fools. Ignorance is bliss after all. Her eyes snapped back to me suddenly. Any hint of playfulness she might have had in her eyes before was now gone entirely. The way she looked at me made me feel oddly naked, like she could see right into my very soul. Phase has many dark secrets. One's darker than you could possibly imagine. Temperance looks at Zero. Why, just ask Zero. What really happened with the Zero Initiative? Look at how sad he looks. God, he's fucking beautiful. His goddamn eyes. Ask him what Phase's program was really about, and what happened to those other kids. Other kids? I feel my stomach twist almost painfully. Zero doesn't say anything, but I can see his fists clenching under the table. Seeing that only makes the weight of Temperance's words hit harder. I feel scared to ask, but at the same time I do want to know. But not like this. I wouldn't do that to Zero. And I'm angry that Temperance would so casually bring up something that clearly affects him so much. This woman, she knows too much. How does Kairos have access to that kind of info? She worked for Phase. Phase files make Kairos sound like a disorganized mess of rebels, so how is it that they have all this top secret info? Does any of that change your mind at all? I really don't know, Niche. I thought I could convince you, but I guess not. Niche sighs. I hoped. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to be your enemy. I nod. Niche doesn't finish the sentence, but he doesn't need to. And I don't make him say it either. I just need some time to process all of this. But please, Niche, please understand that to me, you'll always be my baby brother. We should go now. Wait. If I want to talk to my brother again, how do I contact you? I'll reach out to you. Don't trust me not to give your info to FaZe? We don't trust FaZe not to get it somehow anyway. It doesn't even matter if you want them to or not. I see. I'll call you. I promise, Everett Raspberry Bubbles. Everett Raspberry Bubbles. The two of them stand, and I think to call out to them again to stop them from leaving. But I don't. I just sit there and watch my brother disappear into the darkness. There's a lot to think about, and I don't know if I can even talk to Dr. Sadiq about it. I feel like I can trust her. But can the same be said about FaZe? I feel oddly dazed, so lost in my own mind that it just barely registers that I stood up. The exhaustion of another insanely long day with a roller coaster of emotions hits me full force. I feel Zero's warm hand on my shoulder, urging me forward and guiding me through the lounge. He doesn't say anything, and I feel grateful. He leads me out of the lounge and back into the car. We quickly head back to FaZe as if nothing ever happened. Oh, so I wonder... Oh. So chapter 4 isn't out. Okay, well that answers that. So... That's amazing. Oh, God. I was wondering if it would end, like, after we... Yeah, okay, so... What we can do... I'm not... If I have time to record before I go for Christmas, I will go back and we'll choose some of the other options and stuff like that. And like see what happens if we choose different things. But I'm not planning on doing that right now. Maybe I'll do it when I come back. Like, I don't know. So like, you might see it tomorrow, but I don't necessarily know that I'm not going to record it for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I recorded all this before Christmas, and obviously it's after Christmas, and it's like fucking the middle of January by now. You know, so we'll see. But if I have time to record more tomorrow, I might do it. But yeah, so anyway. But yeah, I will see you guys next time in this game, whatever that might be. And yeah, so remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.